Welcome to the CWC Podcast with your host, David Selby, Justin Reed, and Andy Horton.
Welcome in to the CWC Podcast. I am your host, David Selby, and these are my co-hosts, Justin Reed and Andy Horton. It's good to have them on the show tonight. On today's show, we were going to have a guest, a special guest, Moon Swanson, but unfortunately he was unable to join us this week. He's got a very, very busy schedule going on right now, and so it goes for a lot of us during the holidays, so that's okay. But we still have plenty of things to share with you guys, things to talk about. It is Thanksgiving this week, and we also have a couple other things we want to fill you in on. So happy Thanksgiving. How are you guys doing tonight?
I was waiting for
jump
Andy.
in there. Just
I'm waiting for
jump
him.
in there.
We're waiting for each other.
I'm doing good. Staying busy with work as usual, but it's a little more difficult this week because as of tomorrow, I'm leaving to go to Illinois, so I'll be off for the rest of the week. And but I still have to work, so got to take the old laptop and work from there. So
Yeah, well, that works out pretty good. Andy, you staying home? What are you doing?
Yeah. Well, we'll have dinner with the family, and other than that, it's just total chaos. I've got cancellations and trying to put people back in portrait session slots from rainouts and for other reasons, and everybody's kind of all over the place, and so it's just kind of a rat race, which is kind of expected. That happens this time of year every year. But
So
just
it goes.
Is what it is.
Yeah, it's the fall when you are a photographer.
Yep.
And people want that good color, those good lights, and it not be, completely freezing cold out. This is kind of the season. We've been doing the same. We're doing a lot of family photos and stuff. We actually, this last weekend, we went out to Russell, Kansas, where Miranda's from, and that's all we did. We shot family photos out there. Me and the kids stayed with her grandmother and hung out and played with toys, and then Miranda went and shot lots of photos for lots of families. So that's kind of what we did. And then we raced home and got here at 4:30. So just enough time to do one more family session in Nevada where we're at. And that was our weekend. So the weekend ends and then the week starts and you get back to work because you've been kind of working already, run all over the place.
Yep.
It's a short week this week. I'm sure, everybody's probably feeling that pressure of cramming in everything you can on a really short week, but we're going down to Branson to see my folks, and we're going to have a good time with a little bit of family. I have 2 older sisters and I have 2 younger brothers, and it'll just be my 2 younger brothers and their families down there. So it'll just be the boys and our families. And then I'm going to take Miranda to a Branson Christmas show on Saturday while my parents watch our kids. So I'll give them I'll even give them a plug. 6, an orchestra of human voices. Yeah,
sounds like primo Branson fun.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep. They are an a cappella group, and they do a pretty good job. Well, if you have not seen it already, we had Michael and Cecilia Berry from the Sparkman Cow Cutter race on the show last week. If you haven't heard that, get over there and watch that one. We talked about how they kind of navigated their first year as racetrack owners, and I thought that was pretty good stuff. And then also kind of hearing about their heart for giving back to the youth in their town and building a rodeo arena with the proceeds from the stuff they're doing, and neat stuff that you can learn from there. Next week is going to be our 25th show. I know, it's crazy. We've done so many. And we will be joined by Todd and Cindy Wheeler from the Whiskey Ridge Chuckwagon races down in Malvern, Arkansas.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah, they're always a good time. And
Yep.
And they're going to have Justin there in person with them. So,
well, I actually think it's going to be. So I think it's going to be Cindy, Todd, and Carl.
And Carl, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Carl from Twisted Spoke Liquor.
Yep.
Amongst many other things, but I like to think of him as Carl from Twisted Spoke Liquor because he he was working that new liquor store that they have down there. He was working it and and did a fun interview that we'll give him some crap about whenever we see him on the show.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, happy Black Friday, by the way. I know that we've all been celebrating it the whole month up to this point. So, have you
Did
guys
you get any good deals when you went to that store?
No, I think I got robbed. I think that's what happened. Yeah. The kind of stuff that I do usually doesn't have a deal. It's
Yeah.
usually it's usually not even released to the public yet. So as
Right.
it was not. So
That's fair.
For Andy, it's just a matter of getting him in the door, saying there will be a deal, and then he gets there and
Right.
Gets
and
disappointed.
he's going to spend those buku bucks on anything and everything that looks fun and shiny.
Heck yeah.
I feel attacked right now. I may or may not have made a horrible impulse buy today. So
Yeah. Camera?
well, we pre-ordered that. That's not an impulse buy. That was over with months ago. No, hang on. I'll show you.
Okay. All right. A live demonstration here.
Yeah, getting a little show and
Hopefully,
tell.
probably not a photo of a pre-order, I'm assuming.
Oh, wrong way. My headphones back on so I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
you got the little I can't think of the name of them right now.
Is
It's
it
not
that
D-
is-
is it a DJI?
Is it that
Yes.
start with an A? Does it start with an A?
Yes, it does.
What is
That is the Avata 2.
Avata. I thought it was okay.
I have zero business owning that drone.
Okay, so what are the greatest things, the greatest advantages to that little Avata drone?
Well, that's an FPV drone, which I have not attempted to do.
Flies just a little faster, I think.
Yeah, and it's just a different style of flying. I mean, it's not like the camera drone that you're used to seeing me fly. It's a whole different ballgame. I tried to do something like this years ago, and I've got the debris resulting from that adventure laying in the shop up here. It was a horrible idea then. It's probably not any better of an idea now. So,
All right. Well, just make sure it's recording.
yeah. If it works and I can get the hang of it, we can get some fantastic shots with it. It's good at shooting gaps and doing stuff that camera drones can't do. It gets really cool footage. That's the kind of thing you see them chasing drift cars and motorcycles and stuff like that with.
Yeah.
So it could be really cool, but at the same time, it's probably, knowing me, this thing's got a lifespan of about 45 seconds. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, I hope we get to see it at a race before it dies.
Yeah. I don't know if they have DJI Care Refresh available for this one or not.
Well, I assure you they do, because they know exactly who their clients are, Andy. So, and that's why they charge so much, because they're not going to replace it for free a couple times, probably.
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
not for free. Okay, so I got to know, with Thanksgiving coming up this week, what do you guys, what has maybe been like the tradition for you? And maybe that's on the food, but what's kind of your tradition when it comes to Turkey Day for you guys?
I mean, we used to have, the whole family tradition thing, but I mean, that's kind of here in the last few years, we haven't done that so much. We're starting back again. We get together with our family and meet up. My cousin Stan's he's kind of pulled us all together, and that's been good. So we've been driving up their direction. But used to, it was just a cookout here, and it never really I never really was really a fan of turkeys.
Mm-hmm.
So it always ended up being barbecue or ribs or something like that. It usually wasn't a turkey thing, but it still revolved around the meal, right? That's what Thanksgiving always ends up being centered around.
Yeah, it seems like that's really, like, when I think of Thanksgiving, I'm just like, it's all about having this big, huge feast, and and it's always, it's always this Thursday holiday that's just inconveniently located right at the end of the week where you're going to have like one more day that maybe you've got to go back to work, or you're of the half of the people that have to go back to work, depending on what your situation is. Or, if you work for yourself, then you don't at all. But yeah, are you thinking you're going to have to turn on the computer on Friday, Justin?
So I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that I can get everything I can done. The only thing I will have to open up the computer for is we have to send out email blasts to the residents when the temperature gets below as
You gotta
freeze
tell them how to
warnings. And
live.
so basically to tell them that they need to drip their faucets and blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
and keep the heat on. And so, but, um, we used to have a family tradition every year of getting together at my grandfather's for Thanksgiving, like my grandparents' house. And as my grandparents got older, then we kind of switched it over to my uncle's house and then back to my grandfather's house. But since my grandfather passed away last year, no, this year. I don't know why I said last year. Earlier this year. It's not going to happen this year. So,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a free for all,
Yeah.
do your own thing. What about yourself, David?
Well, there's 5 of us kids, and so it quickly became a thing that we always had at our house. And because it is on Thursday, that's also kind of part of why it was like we didn't probably travel all the time for Thanksgiving, because there probably was something work related that someone was going to have to do between my parents or one of my siblings or whatever that Friday. So it kind of ends up making you kind of just plant. And it's like those that are still not working are still lounging on Friday and hanging out. And then, yeah, it's just like a really long 4-day weekend basically. And then I don't know, it seems like the next few weeks between Thanksgiving and Christmas just evaporate. But here we are with Black Friday. If you got nothing else to do, you're going to get sucked into Black Friday the day after Thanksgiving. And that's kind of fun too. But we got football. We got football to watch this year. We got the Chiefs on Friday, so we're going to watch
not
that.
Me. Don't care nothing
Not you.
Don't care nothing about the NFL.
That's okay. That's okay. It's
And
Arkansas.
Ole Miss lost this past weekend, so I've got really no reason to watch anything for the next few weeks.
I'm still heartbroken over high school football. Our last game was tragic.
Oh, you shot the end of the season game, I guess, on Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, it's Friday. Yeah, we made it into the quarterfinals and we absolutely beat ourselves. It was bad.
That's the worst way to lose, man. When it's just like you're like, man, if I could have just done a little bit better. It wasn't that they just beat us; we beat ourselves.
Oh yeah, yeah. When you cough the ball up, multiple times and lose by 3 points, it's not good.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I feel so bad for the boys.
Ole Miss did the same thing. I mean, they just, they went out there and acted like they didn't know what they were doing. And
who'd they lose to?
Florida.
Florida. Shouldn't have lost to them.
No.
Shouldn't have lost to them.
No. But, basically, we were sitting at 6th in college football, and we lost to Florida, and that put us at like 16.
Yeah.
So it was a make it or break it game if we were going to make it to the CFP, and we definitely didn't. So, oh well.
Sorry to hear that. Better luck next year.
Well, I'd hope so.
All right. Well, I'm not completely done talking about Thanksgiving just yet, but if you haven't already, please subscribe and relive the ride at chuckwagonchannel.com. It's $11 a month, or you can save 25% on the year by just doing that year, and you pay $99. You can cancel anytime, and we need you to support the Chuckwagon channel so we can keep bringing you awesome content like our conversation we're having about random things today. We're all just excited for Thanksgiving, I think. Hey, but furthermore, if you want to sponsor the show, like Bent Shank Ranch did, Bent Shank Horseshoeing. I always think I'm just going to run right through this name, and I can't ever do it. Bent Shank
You
Horseshoeing.
get it wrong every time.
Every single time. I can't do it. Bent Shank Horseshoeing. Those guys are great. Feel free to reach out to us about sponsorships if you guys are interested. This episode's coming to you on Thanksgiving. That is our gift to you, and we do release these shows every Thursday, of course. But we are a couple days earlier in recording this because we have to have time to filter out all the profanity from Justin's potty mouth, of course.
All of it.
Not
All
mine.
right.
I'm
Nope.
an angel.
Yep. Andy,
You also don't
there's a
drink.
lot. There's a lot Justin could learn from you, Andy. You should consider shadowing Andy for a week.
Well,
yeah. Come over here.
You'd probably be tired.
I'd be exhausted, yes.
Okay, upcoming shows. This is good for you guys to know too, just in case you haven't looked at everything I've sent you. But December 5th, next week, we're going to have Todd and Cindy Wheeler, Whiskey Ridge Ranch. It's going to be a great show. Don't miss that one. December 12th, we're going to have Gerald and Nova Burkhalter on the show for B&B Farms. December 19th will be our last show of the year, and we are going to have Dappeloaf on here. We will be in Clinton, Arkansas, and we will be at the Hogs and Heifers Sports Bar, probably a couple deep on some holiday beverages, if you know what I'm saying. Know what I'm saying? All right.
And let me tell you, that potty mouth's just going to get a little looser.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why we've, written a letter into the governor of Arkansas to see if we can actually do that show live or not. We're not sure yet. They're supposed to be watching some of our shows to see if we can get approved for Justin to be on live internet streaming, but we're not. We haven't heard back yet, so I'm assuming he's probably just watching some shows right now. So be on your best behavior. And she, because
Sarah Huckabee.
Because I have no idea. Golly, so Sarah Huckabee's dad, Mike Huckabee,
used to be the governor.
He was the governor, and then he was also he made a little run at the presidency there for a minute, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But he also was just placed as
the ambassador to
Israel. Yep.
Yes.
Under Trump's term. Yep.
Hey, there's more to Arkansas people than you get credit for, Justin.
Well,
so
let's just stop there before you
hit certain people bring the average down a little bit, Justin. Don't know what's going on. Love that state. It's very beautiful.
We won't talk about us Okies.
No, we won't.
We won't do that.
We won't talk about Oklahoma. Also a good state, though. Okay. The other show I wanted to mention here, when we get to the other side of New Year's, January 2nd, that will be the CWC Awards show.
CWC Awards? What's that, David?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Justin. Thank you so much for asking, because it's an awards show exclusive to the CWC, the Chuckwagon channel, where we announce the winners of different categories on the year from the 2024 year. And here's the different categories that you listeners can go and nominate people for: the best spill of the year, entertainer of the year, venue of the year, like a racetrack, interview of the year, which might fall a little bit more on us and our discretion, heartwarming moment award, 2024's most improved, so an athlete who's improved the most in the last year, biggest laugh of the year, and the youth award. So we will have, right now we've got 8 categories, and the nomination application, I guess you would say, or the thing that you go fill out, it is going to be linked into the comments section or the description section of this video, wherever you're watching it. If that's on the Chuckwagon channel, you'll see it below. If you are watching on YouTube, you'll see it in the description there, and you'll be able to do that there. And then we'll also be posting on Facebook about how you can get to this nomination form. That's the word I was looking for, is form.
And I don't know about David, but I will take monetary donations for levels of votes. So y'all just keep that in mind.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Justin trying to get entertainer of the year over here.
Oh,
No.
there you go.
Yeah. Well, if you're really good, Justin, you might get most improved, you know. And that would be
Ooh.
Hey, that would be true because I have never ridden a wagon until this year, and then I rode two.
oh my gosh.
That is most improved.
Yeah, you
That-
are.
yeah.
You,
That's
been-
more wagons than I've ridden. That's for certain.
That's more wagons than David's ridden.
yeah, on a percentage basis, you have improved the most because it's from 0 to 100. 0 to 1 is what I should say.
Dang.
0 to 1. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Maybe we'll see what Cindy and Todd say next week when they're on the podcast.
Okay.
We need to bug them about that. We need to ask them who they think the most improved is.
But really, though, I mean, those categories, every time you would name a category, a moment would come to mind. Like, you know,
Yeah.
a person or a team, a moment, something, you know, some of them, I'm sure we were probably thinking of the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I want to start talking about it, but I also just want to. I'm biting my tongue because I don't want to influence anybody's nominations. I want to let people put those in. Ultimately, it is kind of a weird deal right now. It's like the Oscars. It's like people will get nominated and stuff, whatever. But ultimately, it's like you have the Academy, right? The Academy is who votes on who wins, and it's like, well, how do you get into the Academy? Well, we're at a weird place right now. We're in year one. It's ultimately going to come down to us deciding, and I think there's going to be several factors. There's going to be like, okay, how much influence are we getting from nominations? And then we will know personally, like, is this something that was involved with Chuckwagon racing? Did it better the sport? Do we have footage of it? You know, all those kind of factors weigh in. And so I'm excited to see what people say, you know, and there's going to be stuff. My hope is that we get nominations for things or moments or people that we didn't really notice or that we wouldn't normally notice because, you know, we are seeing certain things through the lens that we're shooting through. And sometimes you just don't see this stuff until somebody calls it out. So I'm excited for that. So go submit your nominations now with the provided link below. And the form will ask for an email address to ensure that we aren't getting any double nominations, double duplicate submissions. But we are not collecting any of that information. It's a Google thing. Google keeps that all behind under wraps. We will not see your emails. It's all anonymous. So send them in. Justin, I know you have a lot of different email addresses, but just please temper your however many nominations.
I sure don't. Definitely not me.
I think I have 7.
Okay.
Wow, you got me beat.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I know Justin has a lot of them because every time I need to send something to Justin and I type in like Justin, it's like all the different Justin
drop
emails.
down list. Yeah.
Well, see, I have one for my notary public. I have one for work. I've got 4 different personal emails. So
I feel like we should all, when we become association members, we should get a personal email. Don't you think?
No. Why?
I feel like- because then you can get spammed like crazy through it by the association with all the events coming up, and then they have the right email address. And
that's
I don't
like
know.
saying, you know what, David? When they join the Chuckwagon channel, they should get a @chuckwagonchannel.com.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're right. That's a bad idea. Hey, you know what? It came in my head, and then I just said it. So that's how that went.
Oh, God.
Oh, are the nominations public? They're not, are they?
The nominations are not public. No.
Oh, okay, good.
It will be. Maybe we shouldn't tell people that, but no, we will have to use our own discretion to put, you know, some results out there. What I'd love to see happen is that we get enough nominations that we've kind of got like a top 2, 3, 4, whatever in these different categories, and then we can talk about that. Share what people said, share what people gave. There is a short answer section, so it's not like you're multiple choice choosing somebody for these different, categories. It's type it in there, let us know the name and give us a reason. tell me about the moment, whatever that is, and
we'll
and
take
so
2
it's
weeks to deliver.
Yep, and we'll cut it off around that time that we're probably doing that show with Dapple the week before Christmas, and that'll give us a couple weeks to get everything done. And we don't have a show the week of Christmas, so my hope is that we're getting together at some point, that we just meet and that we're able to kind of go over stuff and get ready for that show. I think that CWC show will be a fun one. The other thing that we have to still figure out is what the awards will be, other than just verbal recognition. I do want to have something to put in your hand. I want to make sure that there's something that we can build on there. I don't think that we can afford big golden statues like they do at the Oscars or whatever just yet. And I don't know that we want to do buckles. I feel like buckles we do with everything. I think maybe we do something else here. So stay tuned. We're still working out some of that stuff. Feel free to give us some recommendations. Bobbleheads. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be me. It could be Andy. It could be Justin.
That would be awesome.
Oh my gosh.
You can also find these. You can also find these in the bottom of your CWC cereal box.
I want a David Selby bobblehead.
Oh gosh.
We should just have all three right in the backdrop.
Yes. Yeah.
We'll have a fourth camera angle with a wobbly desk, and the bobbleheads are just going all the time.
Yes.
Oh.
I love it.
So neither of you guys have been up to the B&B races. That's the stuff that we're getting ready to drop on the channel. This year was my first time going up to Gerald and Nova's B&B Farms race, and so that's getting ready to come out on the Chuckwagon channel. So watch out for that. And I mean, for being my first time up there, what a story, by the way. I show up to shoot this race. That's a 1-day race. They've got everybody races twice in the same day. There's a ton of Amish people there, a lot of bull cuts. And then like a few races in, Nova falls out of the wagon, like right in front of everybody. And, she has that spill there. And fortunately, you can't just see the 5 breaks in her pelvis, but you could tell she was in a lot of pain, and that was a tough moment. And there were like 3 wrecks early in that first part of that day, and then Andrea Fralix gets on the mic, and she's like, "This is not how these races are supposed to go," and
Right.
I'm gonna pray right now, and it's gonna be better. Sure enough, she prays, and there wasn't like another wreck that happened that day. But one of the most funny, oh man, this could be a nominee right here. Gerald had, I think it was a little bit of B&B team that was racing. It was like one of Gerald's people, these 2 younger girls. I say younger, I mean they're in their early 20s, I think, but they are on a buckboard wagon, I think, and they're going around the barrel and they flip it over. They fall out. The ponies keep running, and the ponies go across the whole entire field all the way over to the back tree line where Gerald's truck is parked, nose out towards the race field. And the ponies don't stop. They go straight at this thing and they hit it, and nose or hoof or whatever goes through Gerald's windshield. And so to add a little insult to injury on that whole weekend that they had, the windshield got destroyed on his truck. It was just like, oh my gosh, like the hits keep coming for the Burkhalters this weekend. And then that story, the story doesn't end there. It really continues into the national championships at Clinton. And, they move players around and all that stuff's going to be really, really good in the story that is in this next season of the Great Wagon Race that we're doing. And I'm excited to have them on the show. There's some good stuff there, but yeah, we kind of reiterate their story a little bit with this short promo type video, and then we'll have the full race day that we're putting out. So that should all be up here in the next week. So look out for that. Justin, have you got any ideas for the Christmas show that we're going to do with Dapple?
Are you talking about questions, or are you talking about what?
Drinking games, whatever you think.
I mean, we can play some drinking games. That's Gonna have
And
to
He
get
said,
Andy-
"I will." He said, "I will run amok with you."
all right. Run amok,
Andy, you said
amok.
Andy, you said you would drink on this one day, right? Just for
I didn't
this
say
one.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
darn. Okay.
Yes. Come on,
I
man.
didn't say that.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't even say I was going to be there.
That's true. You didn't say that either. Well,
We-
if we
we've
keep
got a-
talking about it and acting like you're going to be there, maybe you'll just show up and we'll be like, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna have
Well.
to get me a DD to take me back to Conway.
Yeah, that you're going to sleep in the furniture store. That's where you're going to sleep.
That's probably, you know.
Stay down
Surely
there.
they got plenty of bunkhouses out there at Bar OF.
You would think so. I'm sure that they could put you up somewhere. And the nicest person in the world that hooked the crew up the last time we were down there, or for the national championships, was Susan Weaver, and that was really, really kind of her. She only charged us a little bit of money, but it was well worth it. I mean, way better than paying for an Airbnb, and she had a ton of space. She even had a pool, which we didn't get to use because we're just too busy that week. But
Right.
That's fair.
But yeah, her house was really nice. It was fun to have a place like that to be able to stay. Oh, I know. I wanted to ask one more thing before we kind of wrap it up here. I want to ask what you guys are thankful for, and I want to know sincerely what you guys are thankful for. Andy.
I got to do this again, for another year. I mean, that's the best thing ever. I mean, being able to do this and not be, off in some other country painting pipe or something, I mean, just being able to do this and just, capture these moments for people, whether it's involved with the Chuckwagon channel or my own photography stuff, I mean, there is a big why that is buried that I don't talk about often on the photography thing. And, it's just cool to get to fulfill that, for another year. It's been pretty awesome. So
Yeah, man. Well, you're great at what you do. You are a master of your craft. I really, truly believe that.
Yeah.
And it goes across a lot of different, I guess, mediums, I mean, a lot of different genres and forms, I mean, even just to be so good between photo and video, you do so much of the crossover between those two art forms. And, yeah, man, you are a master of it. I think it's awesome to hear that you're staying busy, and glad to hear that you're thankful and that, you're a very humble guy. And so thanks for sharing that.
Just the nature of this, I call it profession. You don't know if you're going to be doing it tomorrow. I mean, it's never a guaranteed thing. You should never take that for granted. So,
Right.
Just the fact that I've been fortunate enough to be able to stay behind the camera as long as I have so far. Not that it's been a long career, but that I've been able to do it this long, and hopefully I'll keep doing it. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Justin?
Well, I'm going to have to kind of go in the same line as Andy. I mean, I'm real thankful for the opportunities. I'm thankful for the opportunity to be the starter for the association bringing me in like I was family, thankful for the opportunities, David, that you've given me over these past 2 years, and being able to do this podcast as a hobby and something that I feel like we really enjoy, and being able to be a part of something that's greater than ourselves, I think, is what I'm most thankful for. But
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Awesome.
I mean, if it stopped tomorrow, if I didn't have those opportunities again tomorrow, I would still be grateful for the time that I had.
It's awesome. Well, I think I have to kind of echo kind of what you guys say. Definitely within the Chuckwagon realm, early 2023, I couldn't have told you that we were going to be sitting here doing a Chuckwagon channel podcast.
Right.
The Chuckwagon channel didn't exist. It was not a thing. And,
Yeah.
right place, right time is something my mom always said to me when I'd walk out the door to go to school. David, where are you going to be? Right place at the right time, Mom. And, through crazy events, I feel like I've been very blessed to not only have, a great family that I have here, my wife and my 2 kids, third one on the way, But in the professional realm, that I've been blessed, I've been able enough to go and do something that I wanted to do, and it's very much been if you build it, he will come, whatever, Field of Dreams kind of thing.
Mhm.
Didn't know how success would work, and it's so bizarre. It's bizarre to hear different people's success stories, because success isn't exactly what you think it is
Right.
before you start something. And the success to me is the fulfillment and the ability to keep doing this. It's not like there's been this big payday in Chuckwagon racing for us, and I don't think there is for
Right.
anybody in Chuckwagon racing.
No.
Not really.
Yeah.
But it is fulfilling, and you make friends, and your family grows a little bit bigger, and you just you are surrounded by good people, and I think that in turn makes you a better person to be around good people, because you are kind of a product of the people that you're around. And so, yeah, man, I think I'm just really thankful that I've been able to be a part of this entire sport and bring something about that is, I think, sustainable, and I think is going to keep growing, and it's going to bless more people. So I'm excited for that. But very thankful for you guys, and thankful that you're here, that we could all be here this week on Thanksgiving week. And I just hope that you guys enjoy the heck out of your holiday here, and that we just get absolutely punished by Todd and Cindy Wheeler next week, and that they make us work really hard when they come on the show. So
I'm sure they will.
So yeah. Well, again, thank you guys for being here tonight. We'll be here with our 25th show next week, which is something to be thankful for. So don't forget to subscribe and relive the ride at chuckwagonchannel.com. Happy Thanksgiving. And as always, thank you for supporting what we do, and we will see you out on the track.
Thanks for listening to the CWC podcast.